Greetings, what's up? This is Ufara with Keys for the Unhinged, episode 9. It has been about 2 weeks since I've done an episode, and you know, it's okay. I was going to do one a couple days ago. It didn't work out, so we'll see how this one goes. Of course, on my way to an appointment, I have a notarization to do, so being that I'm in the car by myself, I figured it was a good time to cut the recorder on. I've been thinking about different stuff lately. Just a lot of kind of like aha moments, you know, that you have and whatnot. So before I even start going into whatever it is that I'm going to say, I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. It's actually like 4:17 p.m. my time, so the evening will be rolling in shortly. It's hot. It's nice outside. The sun is popping. I would actually have my windows open if I was not doing this recording. Getting that natural air. It's wonderful. I love to drive with the windows down. Some people like having the air on. I'm one of the ones that I want to feel the sun. I want to feel the natural air from the car moving. I just love it. But besides that, let's see, the 2 weeks have gone by fast, and I'm grateful. So much has happened in 2 weeks, but all good, you know. I have no complaints. It's a steady evolving. It's steadily, you know, life is steadily happening, and it's just being mindful of what it is you're thinking about, being mindful about what it is you're going to say, just being present and being mindful in the presence of what's going on, you know. So it's just, life is great. Life, you know, it's great because it's steady change, and change is inevitable. It is what it is, and we can just flow with it, because it's gonna flow anyway. So, you know, we can either flow with the current or flow against the current, and I have decided to flow with the current. You know, it relieves so much weight. It relieves, which I was gonna say stress, and I think weight it turns into stress, you know, because we're trying to force things happening. We're trying to force certain outcomes, and what's ordained is ordained. What is meant to be is meant to be. What is going to happen is going to happen. And so stop fighting. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. It's okay. It's okay if you do not know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's okay that I do not know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's okay. And you know, I guess that was a part of the manipulation, because I love surprises. I love not knowing. And some people, and I think society, you know, takes us to a point to where we're like, ooh, I gotta know what's happening. I gotta know what this is. I gotta know. And you can get stuck in that spot of gotten to know what it is, what's it going to be, and all that stuff. But when we let go of having to know every single thing, you release a weight with that. And that's where I am, and it feels so good to be in a place like that, to let go of religion, to let go of he said, she said, if you don't, you can't, you won't, go, get in, that type of stuff, right? It's awesome I got an itch, shoot, on my shoulder blade. I'm just scratching it. Okay. It's just, it's great to be in a spot. I'm coming up. My husband just got home 10 minutes before I was leaving, and I'm coming up on the place where we get our watermelons from. And so, y'all, my mind went to watermelon, okay? I was like, oh my goodness, it would be wonderful if he could have cut it before I left the house so I can get some. But I just have to wait until I get home, and the watermelon is going to be sweet. It's going to be awesome, okay? And so, yeah, my mind just went to watermelon for a second. That's interesting. But no, it's not my favorite fruit at all. I love mangoes, okay? My favorite fruit forever had been strawberries, but I didn't have a mango until about, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago. It's just amazing how some fruits you just don't have, and I guess it's because, your mom doesn't eat it or your dad doesn't eat it. It's amazing how some foods you just never try because they're not what your parents eat, or unless you're around someone who eats certain things, then you'll try them. But I didn't try a mango until, wow, yeah, let's see, I don't even know for real how long it's been I've been eating them, but I know for a fact I never had a mango before 2000, and I'm just thinking, let's see, my daughter will be 15, so I don't know, I ain't had a mango. I mean, I just tried a mango for the first time probably, I don't even know if I've been eating mango for 10 years, y'all. But anyways, okay. Strawberries had always been my favorite fruit, but oh my goodness, I love mangoes. Like, I can just sit, especially the two, I can just sit and eat the mango, like, all day. I love mangoes. I love fruit, period. I'm one of those people who I don't have to cook. If I have fruit around me, I can pick out the garden, pick off the trees, I'm good, and I will survive just like that. But, back to what we were talking about. Let's see, what is that? Okay. I saw something came in about notary stuff, and I guess they're just reminding me of the appointment. But anyways, so back to what I was saying. Actually, it's rambling and, messaging too at the same time. Not messaging, but I'm rambling, but I'm talking, and it won't be useless rambling. We'll get to that. At the end, we'll see that it's not useless rambling. Okay, so the other day, I was, I had taken a shower. First of all, I did, my meditation, and then I sat on the floor and I did some stretching and trying to break up some fascia, in my hips and whatnot. And I came to I came to a conclusion, but I was giving a thought. And the thought was, we're not taught to be whole within ourselves. We're not taught that. We're not taught to be whole because my mother was not taught to be whole. Her mother was not taught to be whole. Her mother was not taught to be whole. So you have a lot of stuff that is going on in our generations. And unfortunately, we have had children, and those things that are going on in the generations play out in our children. It just happens like that. So we don't think, oh, I plan on having a child, so let me get my body together. Let me get my diet right. Let me start taking care of myself before I plan to bring a child into the world. 9 times out of 10, it just happens. And it's not even planned. You end up pregnant, and then you're like, oh, I guess I got to start eating healthy. 9 times out of 10, that's how most pregnancies happen. That's how mine happened. Not all of them, but like, obviously, you know, of course, as you grow and whatnot, like, if you're doing it and you're not preventing getting pregnant, then it's a possibility that obviously you can conceive a child and you get pregnant. So I was in the bathroom and I was like, the things that, like, I have a daughter and she is 3. Oh my goodness. She has oh my goodness, she is like me, okay? But I am too. My husband is too. You know what I mean? So it's like the aspects of the children that we see and that we're like, oh my goodness, you're so mean. She is mean. She's mean as all get out. But that's because when she was conceived, I was still at a point in my life to where I was mean. I was not like I am today. Today, like I said, she's 3, so you're talking about a few years ago. But today, still, I can be mean just because that's my nature. So I have an understanding that, okay, yeah, every person has to have a balance within themselves. And so that's what my understanding is that I am at and where I have come to. Everybody has to have a balance within themselves. So my aim is not to be mean to people. It's not to be mean to nothing at all. But if that's the energy that I'm met with, then it's easy to match that energy. I mean, it's just, it is. You know, if I say it's not, that wouldn't be truth. It is so easy for me to match anyone's energy, you know, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. It becomes a bad thing. Trump, why don't you slow down so I can get over? It's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing when, this traffic. It's a bad thing when, it's a bad thing when, I'm sorry, I'm just getting over it. It's just traffic. It's a bad thing when you can't balance it out. You know, like if someone's coming at you and they're not being mean, they're being lovable, they're being respectable, there's no reason to match them, or not even match them, but there's no reason to give them an energy that they're not presenting to you. And I'm even at a point in my life where if I go into the store and someone, you know, supposed to check me out, you know how sometimes you go to the counter and they won't even say hi, and it's and they just start ringing up your stuff. Oh my goodness, that used to irritate me so bad, because it's like, you're at the store, this is your job, you're checking me out. You would think that you was my recorder cut off. I don't know why, but we'll see. But as I was saying, I was saying that you go into the store and you would just, it would be nice if the person that was checking you out would greet you, but they don't, not all the time. Sometimes they might not even smile, but that used to unnerve me so much. But now I see that there is no telling what is going on with that person. And that's in all situations that we come across, you guys. Like, you never know what someone is going through. And I used to take that stuff personal, like, oh, you don't want to speak to me because of how I look. You don't want to speak to me because of my skin tone, and that very well might be true, but if that is, and whatever, it's still not my problem. You know what I mean? So it's like letting that stuff go, not giving it any energy when it doesn't deserve none anyways. It's like, okay, you're not having a good day. I don't know what's going on with you or whatever, but I hope you figure it out. I bid you peace. I hope your heart is at rest. Whatever. I don't necessarily tell the people that stuff, but this is stuff that I think, myself, I'm like, oh, I hope they'll be all right. So, it's just being mindful. I don't even remember what I was talking about. It's being mindful. Yes, I do now. It's being mindful of the moment and knowing that I'm at a point in my life to where I am the most important thing in my life. Hands down, I am number one. But finally, y'all, it took me to get to the age of 42 to get there, okay? So I'm at the point to where I am number one in my life. And so I'm going to make sure that I don't let me down. I got me, and she is happy that I got her. Everybody needs to get to a point in their life to where you got you. No one I don't even know why we're taking this turn, but we're going to flow with it, okay? No one is going to have your back like you. And we put people in situations and in circumstances and in contracts to where we're expecting them to have us like we have ourselves. Life is interesting, and when you lose yourself, you're doing so much trying to keep up with yourself, trying to undo this, undo that, put on this, unbury this, digging up this and whatnot, because so much has happened. You have suppressed yourself, you have buried yourself. So it's, rediscovering yourself and whatnot. But like, life happens. So if I got me 100%, the next person has to have themselves 100% also. And when we realize that, okay, that person can have something going on, it's not about me, then it takes a different toll. It takes a whole different molding. It's okay. It's okay for somebody to have themselves 100%. Especially if it's 100% to love yourself and to evolve. Good things can't do nothing but come out of anything that has something to do with loving yourself and evolving. Only good things can come out of that. If I love myself and I'm number one and I'm all about evolving, that means whoever's around me and they're not interfering with that, I'm going to make sure they're taken care of. It's simple. But I'm thinking that if that's how I'm thinking, that's how people would think, period, who are around and are in the same path. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. I'm going to pause this real quick because I think my turn is coming up and I don't know if it's going to interfere with my recording, her speaking. I don't know. Hold on. Okay, so I still got like 4.5 miles till I have to turn, so I got a minute that I can keep yakking. So you know, it's interesting and it's wonderful that we as living souls have an experience in this journey, on this journey, that we have the option to change. We have the option to evolve. I don't really see someone genuinely not wanting to evolve and not wanting to change. You know, I don't know who's like, man, I done good all week. This week coming up, I'm gonna regress and do bad all week. Like, I don't think people really, I hope not. I don't think people do that. But, you know, like I said, I hope people don't do that. But, you know, come on, car, you can go. It's, life is just, it's awesome. And knowing that we are in control. It's you who write. Like, okay, I know earlier I was saying, you know, like, I didn't use the word destiny, but things happen, things are written, things are just what they are. If you speak negative, then obviously that's what is just going to happen. We have talking about the cause and effect, right? If you speak positive and you look at things as, oh, the glass is always half full, then things are going to happen and we flow with those things. But it's our perspective on those things that determines how the outcomes come. If that makes sense. Welcome to Sunny Daisy. Since 1969. Oh wow, Sunny Daisy has only been a city since 1969. That's interesting. It's only like 56 years old. But anyways, okay, I paused it again. But so anyways, yeah, Sunny Daisy. So back to what I was saying before I even went off on that direction. Y'all, I am a Gemini sun, okay? And my mind does that. I can be at A, then I go over to D, and then I go to C, and then I'll go to F, and then I'll go back to A. And it is what it is. If you vibe with it and it's okay, that is wonderful. That's wonderful. But okay, so back to the children. You know, the things that we see in our children, it's images of us that we have not conquered ourselves, y'all. And so we have children and we're just splitting more of our issues, and we're just splitting more of our insecurities, we're splitting more of our crap into our children. And then we're frustrated and we're fussing at the children because the stuff that we didn't fix before we even decided to have children. But nobody even told us to, hey, you need to heal before you go and try to split yourself and make some more of you. You're just going to make more problems and add to the mess that's already here, you know. And our children by no means are mess. I'm not calling children that. I love family. I love children. I love being a mom, y'all. That is one of the best things that has ever happened to me, hands down. It is nothing like being a mother. I wouldn't change it for nothing. I mean, like, it's just it's unexplainable, the feelings that I get from my children. And I think this is it. And you know, so it's just, we're not taught to fix ourselves before we have children. Some cultures are taught, like Europeans, for instance, not all of them, but you know, like they're like, man, I'm going to school, I'm going to get my education, I'm gonna go get my doctorate, I'm gonna make sure I have however much money sitting in the bank first, and then I'll get married. Some of them might actually already be married, but they're wanting to make sure that everything is in order financially before they have children, which still is all for nothing, because all that mess that's on the inside, you're still just gonna have children and then put it inside the children, you know. So so that's what I was thinking about, and that's what was brought to my attention, how these little me's and the little hims that are walking around, it's part of us, and they're carrying around the stuff that we didn't let go of, or the stuff that we did not fix before we had them. So now it's still fixing me and realizing that, oh, okay, you got anger issues because when I got pregnant, I still didn't have my anger under control. You know what I mean? And that stuff, it's serious, because there's souls that have come through, and now we just added food on the plate of the journeys that they already had to partake themselves. We added to their plates. Y'all, that is not cool. It's already heavy. The journey is already heavy. And then now, okay, because I didn't do the work before you were coming, but because I didn't do the work before you, now you have to carry this weight that I should have fixed before you came along. So we have to give the little people grace. We have to give the little people space. And we have to continue to meditate, continue to sit in silence, and figure out how to help them get through that stuff that we vomited on their plates. And we're not wanting to eat it. But since you vomited it up, yeah, I guess you do have to eat it. You do have to face it. You do have to look at it, etc., 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 right? Y'all, that's some serious stuff. And that's how the cycle has continued on, and it keeps just going like that, and it keeps going like that, and it keeps going like that. So I want grandchildren. I would love to have a lot of grandchildren, but not before they align as one within themselves, not before they complete themselves. I mean, like, who wants to continue to add to the madness and the mess? And no, it has to stop. It has to stop. Breaking generational curses has to stop eventually. It has to stop eventually. Someone has to turn. Someone has to put the brakes on and be like, okay, nope, put the car in park and say, it stops. It stops with me. It stops. It stops. It stops. And then everybody being able to heal will cause all kinds of wonderful things to happen. That's all that can be, and that's all that can come forward is wonderful things. That's all I see in my future. All I see is wonderful things, evolving, the journey of life, enjoying it, because life is to be enjoyed. It's not to be stuck in a spot and not enjoying and exploring this beautiful earth that we are on. That's like, no, it's not. That ain't it. That is not living. Oh, it's not. I'm going up the mountain. I do not like to come out here. I don't like to come out here because the elevation, y'all, oh my goodness, the elevation is awful. And it's just steadily going up the mountain. I didn't know I was coming up here. I don't usually roll up here, okay? It's just like, I'm doing 20 miles an hour. That's how steep the mountain is, and that's how the curves are. Fardo don't G with this, y'all. Not at all. I don't even know if you can hear my voice changing, but this. I saw a text just come from the person who I'm supposed to be seeing. Dude, I'm only 3.4 miles away from your house. What are you texting and saying to me? Shoot. 20 miles an hour. I don't even see why people want to live up in the mountains like this. Like, now I do live on a mountain, okay? But, I don't, when big rigs can't even come up here, like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Why someone would want to live so high up on a mountain like this. Shoot. And I'm better than I was last time. I don't even know if you call it anxiety, but you probably do. I get some type of anxiety stuff coming up here. I don't do it. I don't do it. Because I don't see I don't see why. And it's funny that, I didn't even know I was coming up here, and here I am trying to do a recording and having to face one of the things that I just don't like. Period. Whew. Life is about journeys. Speaking of journeys. Wow. Okay, so now the speed limit is up to 45, and I guess that means that I'm not ascending up a mountain anymore. But wow. So nevertheless, there might be a part 2 to this, and I'll just put the 2 together. Actually, it would be a third, because the other part that got stopped, and then I had to pick up on the second part. And so yeah, it'll probably just be a third. Maybe when I come out, it's gonna be more to be said. So I will be back in a few. Okay, I am back. I'm in the car. My appointment was at 5 o'clock. The message that I got, remember I said I had gotten a text message from the guy, and he said he wouldn't get there till 5:15. Y'all, it is 6:59, and I've been in my car maybe 3 minutes. I wasn't planning on being at that place for that amount of time. But everybody wants to talk. Everybody wants someone to talk to, the vent to, I guess, because I be thinking that, I'll go in and I'll be in here 30 minutes. I don't have a lot of, papers to go through. It won't be long. Oh my goodness. Let's see, 7 o'clock. I was there for an hour and 45 minutes. And this is one of those days where I was trying to get back to the house as soon as possible. But it's okay, Things happen. Time does what it does, and sometimes we have to sit and talk to people and witness to people and let people witness to you and all that stuff. And it's so funny because everything that I was saying and I was just like, wow, go figure. But it's awesome to have confirmations. It's awesome to have them because it's confirmation. Everybody likes confirmations, and our children, they need confirmations too. They need confirmations that I love you, I'm here, you can talk to me, you can cry out to me, I'm here. And we need to continue to let our children know those things. We need to continue to let our children know that it's gonna be okay. And we're gonna figure this out, because just like me wanting to be the best version of myself, I know that my children want to be the best version of themselves as well. So it's awesome. It's awesome. He spoke about how much hell he gave his mom growing up, and he started drinking at 14, which is, I think he said 12 actually, which is a very young age, but it just lets you know too what kind of stuff that he was obviously surrounded around, what was in his atmosphere. And his mom, she was sitting right there, and I told him, I was like, yeah, I said, but everything that pretty much she had to deal with, it's because she hadn't conquered that stuff within herself. And so those are all aspects of, not every single one is an aspect of her, but those issues that the children have and stuff, that's aspects of the family. Well, not the family, but aspects of the mom and the dad that have split off and went into those children. And so it's all about planting seeds. He himself is about to have his 6th child. And, it's just a lot of similarities in our stories. I was not drinking at 12, okay? I did not have a drinking issue, and he's actually a recovering alcoholic, and that's very, very awesome for him that he was able to conquer that aspect of himself. And that's what life is about. It's about evolving. It's about being better than I was yesterday, because today is a new day and I have an opportunity to do something different. And when I do something different, acknowledge it, and you be your biggest cheerleader. And that's what I told him. Continue to be your biggest cheerleader. You're not going to get it from no one else. You be your biggest cheerleader. Do it for you. Show up for you, people. Show up for you, people. Do it for you. Because nobody else is going to do it like you do. Well, I guess I'm done talking. I wanted to actually end my podcast the way I wanted to end it, not necessarily abruptly, and I have 28 miles to go before I get home. And also, I can listen to music until I do. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a wonderful day. Smile. Love yourself. Love those around you who allow you to love them. And I will talk to you again. See ya.